name is Muriel McDowell Jackson. I am head of the Genealogy and Historical Room and head of the Middle Georgia Archives at Washington Memorial Library, which is part of the Middle Georgia Regional Library System. Well, genealogy is sometimes defined as the study of your family, researching your family, taking it back on all sides of your family, getting to know those who went before you. Some people say tracing your roots, that's another term you hear. But it's just basically learning more about your family, what made you who you are. The research, and then when you discover something, you still have people that find something they've been searching for 20 years and they get so excited and let out a big wow or a cheer or whatever. Nobody gets upset, they're just happy they found something. Thanks to new technology, it's a little bit easier, but still it can be difficult to find things. The Macon Telegraph at that time and the Macon News actually carried colored news for colored people, social news. And so you have the obituaries in the paper going back into the 30s. There are even some in the 20s. So it makes it a little bit easier when you get that obituary and you can look at it, see the funeral home, which leads you to being able to find a funeral card or the death certificate, which if you're lucky gives the names of the parents of the deceased person to help you go back further. Most African Americans actually goes back to the movie Roots. I saw it and got interested, and I went out to a cubbyhole where we were storing things that belonged to my great-grandmother's sister and found the family Bible, took that, put it aside and did a little bit, and then life went on. Went away to college, came back, got a job at Sherling Library at that time, ended up going to library school, came back, got a job in Macon at the library, and got interested in the fact that the genealogy department was downstairs. So I got more interested because as I watched various family members pass on, I realized I was losing information. And so I just got back into it in the early 90s, working on more in detail on family history. Well, the most important thing about Macon's Black history is that it's disappearing. Every time someone dies, like I said, every time someone dies, you lose a library. So many people who knew the information have gone on. There doesn't seem to be the interest, there's not another generation coming up that seems to be interested in learning more about Black history. I mean, I still find something new every once in a while in the paper or something, then I research it. But I grew up knowing some of it, so I didn't have a blank slate. Like when I came to work at the library, there was an article in Jet magazine about William Scarborough. I was like, oh, I know who he is, because I'd heard about him as a child. We didn't have Black history in school, but I still was interested and read more, and my father would talk about different people when somebody from Macon died that might be famous or something. And Macon's musical heritage is going to be very well documented no matter what race a person is. But general history about churches and the schools and everything else is what's getting lost. And so people can't appreciate where they came from because they don't know.